I come out as one of the leadership of the political iron opposition to denounce and condemn in the strongest terms possible the action of the powers that be, to have deployed heavily, blocking the constitutional right of the Generation Z and the millennials that had mooted this good idea of demonstrating against the wanton corruption that this country is wallowing in. Having been inspired by their colleagues in the neighborhood of Kenya, we as opposition were all throwing our weight behind them to come out and peacefully demonstrate, which is a constitutional right. But that the powers that be have deployed heavily to block them. If you go, can you imagine, even in Mbale, which is so many miles away from the parliament of the Republic of Uganda, the streets are like barracks. Equally here, if you see, there are certain uniforms of the forces which I had never seen. They are all on the streets and around parliament, and even inside parliament. Even as I am being interviewed by you, it is under duress because this have not been allowed to hold the interview in my space where I serve in parliament. I'm outside the precincts of parliament. I'm even worried someone could knock me because I'm standing in the middle of the road. But all this because the powers that be, President Museveni has refused to accord the fight against corruption the silver bullet. The silver bullet should have been political will. We saw it in Tanzania. Just a 5-year presidential term was enough for the late John Joseph Pombe Magufuli to nip corruption in the bud, because he demonstrated by word and deed that corruption is evil and corruption must be fought. And indeed, he decided, and fruits were seen. You saw the economy of Tanzania elevated from wherever it were to a middle-income status within just a 5-year presidential term. Here, it is merely paying lip service to the fight against corruption. I've even heard, and it is ridiculous, that the president has come out, and that's President Museveni, in his usual characteristic style, that the fight is now very serious, and now is also joining the Generation Z and giving them a full day, a Sunday, and this time round they should demonstrate in Kororo, but under heavy security. All this is laughable, because this is not what these young men and women have come up with. I must salute the Kenyans, the Kenyan youth, the Generation Z, plus the millennials who have who initiated them, the implementation of this constitutional provision of demonstrating against the evils. They did it, and it has inspired not only the entire Africa, but also our own Ugandan youth. And this is just a beginning. And I don't think this fear that the powers that be have shown by deploying to block them will help matters. It is like you are blocking River Nile. it will not fail to find a way out. And when it finds way out, the results will be disastrous. So they are actually headed for serious trouble. They will not like the repercussions.
What's your comment on that?
I give them a benefit of doubt, because the truth of the matter is that we as opposition, we had also realized that even amongst our own, there were issues. There were actually lots of finger pointing against our own. And I give it all to our leadership, party leadership of National Unity Platform that actually commenced, or rather, I should say they were the pioneers in this fight against corruption when they fired one of our own on allegations of corruption. So if you are talking about parliament, don't lump us together. We are not the same. Opposition, we have demonstrated that we have no tolerance whatsoever to even our own if they are alleged to be corrupt, even when it is mere allegations, because as of now it is still allegations. But you can imagine that our leadership prevailed over our own to demonstrate leadership, to model the way for the rest of the country. And thanks to those who were championing the fight against corruption in the media, when especially they did that through parliamentary exhibition. I think with the leadership of one Agatha, I give flowers to her for that fight, for that initiative. Now it has caught fire. Kenya also, theirs was around the corner, and that inspiration has helped matters. So even Parliament, I may not say that it should be spared in this fight. And the corruption in Uganda we are talking about is endemic and systemic. If the head of state now, who purports to be joining the fight, at one time blocked the IGG from implementing the good, brilliant idea of ensuring that those holders of public offices must be subjected to lifestyle audit. The president came out bare knuckles to fight a very good weapon, which would have helped to nip this corruption in public offices in the bud. He was against it. Both electronic and print media were awash with the statements he made. He says that in as long as they have stolen and invested in Uganda, those are good thieves, and don't touch them. Now, would this be a fight against corruption, or rather someone being preached to drink water, but the man is drinking wine? Actually, what?
I really thank our sweet security system that is really well trained in keeping peace and whatever, because the role of security is to keep people and their property. And whatever interpretation of demonstration, especially in our third world country of Uganda, when they come to demonstrate, their target is not to demonstrate with the purpose that they came to demonstrate. They just come to dismantle people's laid strategies, like mainly the stakeholders into their business systems. They forego the demonstration at the target that they came for, go into people's businesses, steal and dismantle, like what happened. They are trying to copy Kenya. At least we are far from Kenya as regards the security and the peace we are really enjoying at our country. However much they misuse the term peace and say that we shall not eat peace, but it means a lot. Right now, when you really verify most Ugandans, we can't be dismantled. We fear the negative characters that were in Kenya. When you really got the demonstrators that the marijuana drug abuses of the nation, wanting to come and dismantle the peace that the security personnel really laid for the nation, that every Ugandan is now addicted, the sweet moment, whereby when the country is peaceful, it's you to take strategies as you pray to the Almighty as a Muslim, to lay your strategies for the success of your lifestyle. No leader will go into everyone's house to deliver what you want. It's yourself, the peace that you're having now, that you have to really think about your way forward for your sweet living in the nation. That is Uganda, the pearl of Africa, and always remain the sweet and the sweetest. of all the countries.
Madam, do you think that
I'm Fatuma Abbas, a daughter to the late comrade who really laid the sweetness of Uganda. That's the late Major Abbas Ondoga of Yumbe. And we really don't want to dismantle the sweetness of our calm Uganda, the love towards everyone that is enjoying who comes. The reason I will not deny, because all of us, we also parents having youths. But youths don't target at white-collar jobs. All of us were youths. We grown from past through the youth style. But after the youth, it's not only in Uganda that unemployment is occurring. That is mainly the youth problem of unemployment. All of us came through the youth. We created something to take us on. We even have our kids who are graduates, but they're going to private sectors also to earn a living. It's not only in Uganda of the unemployment, it's all over the world. Why is it so? Because before, we had a low number in the country. But as we continue, we grow bigger. Uganda doesn't widen, but the population widens. So we should really think of what? Creation of our own living as you pray to the Almighty, that's the God, to rectify and fulfill your targets, please.